Hello everyone and welcome. Did you know that an average cup of coffee contains over 98% water? Only 1 or 2% are actually dissolved solids that have been extracted from ground coffee. Now of course that 1 to 2% is where the flavor is coming from. And in an ideal world where your water is flavorless, you get to taste that pure natural flavor of your coffee. But we don't live in an ideal world, and sometimes that 98% only has to be slightly off to have a large effect. Anyone who lives in an area with hard water might know this already, and you might have struggled in the past to make good coffee. You might have very obvious water taints, like a heavy metallic taste from excess iron, or maybe it tastes like a swimming pool from all of the chlorine. There's another aspect to this though, where it may not just be that the water has an off flavor, but depending on the chemical composition of your water, it can affect the extraction of your coffee. Calcium and magnesium in particular are necessary to some extent, as they help with the dissolution of compounds from your ground coffee into your water. You also want bicarbonate ions, as they help act as a buffer to some of the acids in your coffee. You don't want too little or too much of these things, but you do want some. So how do we make sure that our water is suitable for brewing coffee, and how do we change it if it's not? First, taste your water. It sounds like a joke, but you are the person that will know best whether your water has any immediate off flavors, or whether you really couldn't tell a difference between the tap and a bottle from a store. If you can't taste the difference, all in all, I wouldn't be too worried about it. Your water is probably good enough for coffee. If you'd like though, you can also get a more objective look at things and buy a water hardness kit. This kit will let you know how many minerals are in your water in total, but keep in mind that they won't tell you what the minerals are or how many of each. It's just a starting point to get you understanding what your water is like compared to others. If you do end up being concerned about the quality, or you just know that there are obvious water taints and you need to fix them, one of the most common ways to get started is to use a filter. Typically you'll see big names like Brita who make filters in a pitcher style or something that attaches to taps. These will often do a great job of removing heavier water taints like chlorine, for instance, as they pass the water through active carbon. If you think your water is not too bad to start, it's not too hard, it's a little bit on the more medium, soft side, start with one of these. Taste the tap water side by side with the filter water, and definitely taste some coffee side by side that you've made with both. If you can do a blind tasting, that's even better. But what if you want to get a little more involved? Maybe the filter isn't working, or you're just passionate about coffee and you want to fine-tune your water. There are some other ways. For one, you could buy distilled water that has no minerals in it, and then you could add minerals back in to your specific measurements. In the same area of thought, you could also use a reverse osmosis system. This is where the water is pushed through a superfine mesh where only the water molecules can get through. The minerals are pushed out and you re-add minerals back in like the distilled water. There is one company that is very well known for their minerals to be used in coffee brewing, and they are called Third Wave Water. You could potentially use their packets, or you could just buy the minerals in bulk. I'll tell you why I don't like these methods though. They are wasteful and typically expensive. Anything you buy in plastic, the bottles or the containers holding the minerals, they get recycled or they end up in a landfill, neither of which are as sustainable as just using our own water in our own containers. Reverse osmosis also flushes away a lot of water in the removal process, and it's a big waste. So I don't really recommend doing either of these unless you can't avoid it. Going back to water pitchers though, there are a few in recent years that are becoming more and more advanced. One of the big ones you will want to look at is the Peak water jug. This guy does all the filtering that a Brita water filter does by passing it through active carbon, but it also adds and takes away certain minerals to optimize your water for coffee. Depending on the hardness of your water, there's actually a setting on the jug that you can adjust to be less or more aggressive. Going down this route and using more technologically advanced pitchers, I think this will be the trend for home coffee enthusiasts. And it is the path that I most recommend you consider and do your research on. Speaking of research, there is so much more to learn about water chemistry and how it affects coffee brewing. My knowledge barely scratches the surface, but I promise if you spend just a little bit of time understanding the makeup of your water, you will walk away making better coffee. That's it for me today. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, as I try to release weekly content. Let me know in the comments below what your water situation is like. Do you have hard water, and how do you handle it? I wish you all happy brewing, and I'll see you again next week. Have a great day.